Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, or welcome if this is your first time here. My name is Sarah Bourgeois, and I'm here to draw badly for your entertainment. As you can see, I had already drawn a cauldron, um, and it didn't turn out very well at all. So I did the Sarah Bourgeois thing, and I put eyes on it, because you can't be bad at it if it's looking right at you. That is my philosophy on art. I am sticking to it. You will never change me. But anyway, bad cauldron. But not bad like as in scary really. It's a spoopy cauldron. I wanted to stick with the Halloween theme because we are deep in the middle of spooky season. Coming up on Halloween's in a couple weeks. So probably won't see any more fat chickens or fat farm animals from me until after Halloween is over, but no promises. But anyway, here I am trying to draw a tentacle coming out of the cauldron. Spoiler alert, the tentacle didn't turn out that well. In fact, in the finished drawing, you can't really tell what it is at all. I'm really weirded out though, because I've got the orange Amazon Basics pencil, as you can see, and it's just so much more pigmented than the Castle pencils have been. I mean, I like the Castle pencils that I have a lot more choices in colors, but it actually turns out that the Amazon Basic pencils might be better. At least they're more pigmented. I don't know. I might order a bigger set of the Amazon Basics pencils because I do like them. And they sharpen better too. Who would have thought? Like Amazon coming through in a clutch. I do like this color too though. This green that I used for the stuff, the potion in the cauldron. I'm sorry, I just like colorful things, even if it's not as pigmented as I wanted. I've also had my eye on some Holbein pencils. Ooh, you guys, those are so expensive. Like a set of just the Holbein pastels, it's like 188 bucks for just the pastels. And then like a full set of 150 colors from Holbein is like $560, but you can also get it in this really nice like wood box for 700 and something. And I really want it. I really do, but I think I'm gonna have to hold off on the $700 color pencils for a while, but I might spring for a bigger set of Amazon Basics. We'll see. I like to have a variety of pencils to choose from. There I am outlining the bubbles from I think the bubbles and the eyes are like the only part of this drawing that turned out. And I don't really have a color pencil eraser or a good white pencil. So as you can see, I left a little bit of a gap in the color on that big bubble to try and imitate the shine on the bubble or something. It didn't work. I didn't leave it close enough to the top, but it was okay. It came out okay for my first attempt, I guess. And here I am trying to add some more pigment, some more color, some more shading to the pot, the liquid in the pot, the potion, if you will. But you guys, I have another spoopy story for you today. This one's a little more silly, a little more fun. It's still kind of in the like, no, it's not in the scary stories to tell in the dark. Those stories were all horrific and horrifying. And this was just kind of silly and fun. I figured we were going to do 3 stories and we will finish out with a fun one while I work on outlining and coloring the cauldron. Wait, before I start the story, I should tell you, I did a terrible job outlining this. Like I didn't feel that great the last couple days. I don't know if you could tell from my last like 2 videos. I was struggling. I was fighting for my life. And yeah, right there you can see it. I wanted to do this cauldron for you guys. It didn't even come out round. Like the cauldron, I told my husband it looks like just like a sauce pot that I've turned around and you can't see the handle because it didn't like, it's not bulbous like a cauldron should be. But again, that's what the eyes are for. And I didn't really try to round her out any. I don't know why I didn't try to round her out. I only drew it with that coral pencil. I could have just shaded over it, but that's okay. Maybe later this month or next year, I'll try another cauldron. We can see how far I've come. Oh, there I am, outlining that poorly. Okay, the story. The Witch's Hungry Cauldron. In a crooked cottage on the edges of Whispering Woods lived Esmeralda the Witch. She wasn't evil, mind you, just a bit absent-minded and fond of unusual cooking experiments. Her prized possession was a massive purple cauldron that had been in her family for centuries. One gloomy October evening, as Esmeralda was preparing for the annual witch's potluck, she decided to try a new recipe, batswing bouillon with a hint of toadstool. She tossed the ingredients into her cauldron with a reckless abandon. A pinch of pixie dust, a splash of dragon's tears. Oh, and why not add some leftover wolfsbane? She muttered, stirring the bubbling concoction. Suddenly, the cauldron gave an almighty belch. Esmeralda jumped back, her pointy hat askew. The cauldron gurgled ominously and then began to grow. Oh dear, Esmeralda squeaked as the cauldron swelled, its rim now level with her chin. I don't recall this being part of the recipe. The cauldron's contents churned, and two glowing eyes emerged from the murky depths. A mouth formed beneath them, filled with bubbling broth. Feed me, it growled, its voice like a gargling gravel. Esmeralda gulped. Now, she said, wagging her finger at the cauldron. I'm the witch here. You're supposed to feed me, not the other way around. The cauldron wasn't listening. It hopped off the fire, its newly formed stubby legs leaving dents in Esmeralda's floor. It turned its gaping maw towards her spice rack and slurped up every jar. Stop that this instant, Esmeralda cried, but the cauldron had already moved on to her pantry. It gobbled up her eye of newt, pickled bat wings, and even her secret stash of chocolate frogs. Determined to stop her ravenous cookware, Esmeralda grabbed her wand. Behave, you overgrown pot, she yelled, zapping the cauldron with sparks. The cauldron hiccuped, spitting out a half-digested jar of dragon scales. Then it turned, and to Esmeralda's horror began chasing her around the cottage. Help! Mad cauldron on the loose, Esmeralda shrieked as she ran out the door, the cauldron hot on her heels. They raced through Whispering Woods, past startled trees and bemused woodland creatures. The cauldron snapped up everything in its path, toadstools, fallen leaves, even a surprised gnome who had been minding his own business. Just as Esmeralda's legs were about to give out, she spotted Old Mag's magical odds and ends shop. With a desperate leap, she dove through the open door. Mag, help, she gasped. My cauldron's gone crazy. Old Mag peered over her spectacles at the panting witch, and then the cauldron trying to squeeze through her door. Looks like a case of Flip Cook's revenge, she said calmly. Did you stir Wintershins instead of Sunwise? Esmeralda blinked. I might have. Mag sighed and reached under her counter. She pulled out a giant cork and, quick as a wink, jammed it into the cauldron's mouth. The cauldron's eyes widened in surprise. It hiccuped once, twice, then slowly shrank back down to its normal size, looking rather sheepish. There, said Mag. That should settle its stomach. Next time, follow the recipe, and maybe invest in a lid. Red-faced, Esmeralda apologized to everyone the cauldron had tried to eat. She spent the next week fishing out odds and ends from its depths. The gnome in particular was not amused. As for the witch's potluck, Esmeralda brought store-bought dragon chip dip. Some things, she decided, were better left to the professionals. From that day on, her cauldron behaved itself, mostly. But sometimes, on quiet nights, Esmeralda could have sworn she heard it mumbling recipes in its sleep, dreaming of the day it had tasted freedom and everything else in the sight. Okay, what do you guys think? It's a little bit goofy and spoopy. As is this picture of a cauldron that of course did not go as planned, but that's kind of my brand, right? Pictures that didn't go as planned. Here I am filling in the shading a little bit, as this is supposed to be a very dark purple pot. But again, I think it's the pencils. I just don't have the pigment that I had hoped for, but that's okay. Little cauldron served her purpose, and I hope brought a smile to your face today. I hope you all have a great day, and you enjoyed this video and this little story and the little pot, and I hope you'll come back tomorrow and see what crazy creation I make the next time. Have a great day, and remember to be kind to one another and have fun. Bye.